Okay, so we'll begin our story and we'll begin with our song. Anayata is eating her breakfast, so I don't want to disturb her. Who's going to sing the fairy song with me? Who'll sing it with me? Stories of the fairy world.
She has not started the story. Wait.
Okay, chalo, let's start. Okay, let's
Okay,
begin.
sing. Come, sing.
Fairies of the story world. Fairies of the world. Come and share your story with me. Share with my ears, and I'm sitting quietly. I can see Miraki say, and I want to give you all a kiss for singing the song so well because all of you know the song so well. Today I have a magical story for you. Do you like magic? You like magic, right? I love magic. This story is about a magical garden. Hmm, 1 minute. Let me just. Yeah. This story is about a magical garden. There were two little children, Maya and Josh. Maya and Josh lived in a lovely house. They lived together with their mama and with their daddy. And they had a neighbor. Who's a neighbor? Somebody who stays next to your house. And their neighbor was Mrs. Patil. Mrs. Patil had a big house like a palace. It had a beautiful door. Her house had a beautiful door with carvings on it. She had a big terrace in which she had different types of flowers and plants and everything. She had a garden, and the garden was nicely nicely cut and kept very, very beautiful. And in that garden, she had a special place where she had made a garden for fairies. Wow. And what did she have in the fairy garden? She had a tiny waterfall. She had tiny fairies. And I'm going to show you those fairies. Do you want to see those fairies? Do you want to see them? I'm going to show you the fairies. Those fairies were made and they were kept. They were tiny, colorful fairies and they were kept as decoration. There was a beautiful fairy in a lovely blue dress. Can you see her? Can you see the fairy? In a lovely blue dress. Then there was a winter fairy. She was white and beautiful. See? Can you see winter fairy? Look, Miraki, winter fairy. And there was a spring fairy. She was green in color and very, very pretty. Can you see? A lovely spring fairy. There was also a monsoon fairy for the rains. She was blue in color. The blue rain fairy. All these fairies were in the garden, and along with them was an old little fairy with a bun on her head. Now, all these fairies were beautifully arranged. Can you see them here? Can you see my fairies? They were all beautifully arranged in the garden. And along with the fairies, there were fountains, there were elves, there were toadstools, And everything was very, very beautiful. Josh and Maya looked at the lovely fairies and said, "Wow, all of them are so pretty. They're so beautiful. I wish we could play with them." Now, every day when Josh and Maya would come back from school, they would see that the fairies had changed their place. Now, these were dolls, no? They were not real fairies. They were just dolls. They were all standing in a different place. But when Josh and Maya would come back from school, the fairies would be in a different place. In the morning, the winter fairy would be near the waterfall. In the afternoon, she would be near a tree. In the morning, monsoon fairy would be near the jhula, the swing. But in the evening, she would be near the slide. Josh and Maya said, "Huh? How can these dolls move? They are not real fairies. How are they moving?" But they didn't know how they were moving. One day, when they saw the little waterfall had also moved somewhere else, they said, "How can a waterfall move?" They were very surprised. So Josh and Maya said, "Let's think of a plan. We both know we will not sleep at night. We will look from the window and see, are the dolls moving at night? Are the dolls moving at night?" And we will check it. So what did they do? They both waited. They had their dinner. They brushed their teeth. They changed their clothes into their night dress and they went to their room. Mama and Daddy said, "Good night, Maya. Good night, Josh. Sweet dreams. Sleep tight." And Mama and Daddy went to their room to sleep. After some time, Josh said, "Maya, Maya, shh, Maya, Maya, wake up, wake up. Let's see if the fairies in the garden are moving." So they both opened their window. It was dark outside, it was the night, and only one light was in the garden. They both looked. "It is too dark, we can't see anything." They kept looking. They looked, they looked, they looked. And then they saw, we can see. Then Josh took a paper and he told Maya, "Okay, Maya, tell me where are the dolls?" So Maya said, "The waterfall is on the left." Josh said, "Okay, left." "The winter fairy is near the waterfall." Okay, okay, winter fairy is near the waterfall. The monsoon fairy is near the swing." Okay, okay, monsoon fairy is near the swing. Then the spring fairy is near the slide. Okay, okay, near the slide. The elf is sitting near the mushroom. Okay, okay, elf is near the mushroom. The little birdie is on the tree. Okay, okay, the birdie is on the tree. So they made a nice picture and then they sat at the window. They said, "Are the fairies moving?" "No." "Are the fairies moving?" "No." After some time, Josh started feeling sleepy. "Oh, sorry, sorry. Are the fairies moving?" "No, no, no, they are not moving." Then Maya said, "Josh, you're too sleepy. Do one thing. You go to sleep, then I will look." Then Josh was sleeping for some time and Maya was looking. "Fairies, are the fairies moving? Are the fairies moving?" But the fairies were not moving at all. Arre, how is it possible? She kept looking. After some time, Maya also started feeling sleepy. "Oh, oh, sorry, no sleeping." She rubbed her eyes and she drank water. She said, "Are the fairies moving?" "No, no. Are the fairies moving?" And she went to sleep. And Josh said, "Hey, Maya, don't sleep. Let's look." They both got up. They washed their face. They put water on their face. And they again went to the window. "Are the fairies moving? Are the fairies moving?" But the fairies didn't move at all. It was morning. Josh and Maya were too sleepy. They said, "We have to go to school, but we are so tired. Oh, we didn't sleep all night." But Mama said, "Come on, come for breakfast, get ready. Eat your breakfast and go to school." They both sleepily ate their breakfast. Okay. They both ate their food sleepily. And it was time to go to school. So they took their bags and they were walking. And as they walked, they looked into Mrs. Patil's garden. "Are the fairies moving?" "No." The fairies had not moved at all. Then Josh said, maybe there's no magic. Maybe the fairies don't move at all. And they walked to school. When they walked away, Mrs. Patil opened her door and she did this. Abracadabra, gilly, gilly, choo. And the moment she clapped her hands, you know what happened? You know what happened? Should I tell you? When Mrs. Patil clapped her hands, can you clap 3 times like her? 1, 2, 3. The moment she clapped, all the fairies started dancing. Whoa! And they all moved. The winter fairy went to the slide. The spring fairy came to the waterfall. The bird came down. And the elf went on the tree. Everything changed. And she laughed. It's a magical garden, she said, and she shut her door. After some time, Maya and Josh came back from school and they said, are the fairies moving? Ah! The fairies have moved. When did they move? We don't know. We don't know when did the fairies move. Now they wanted to ask. So they quietly went to Mrs. Patil's house and went, they knocked on the door. And Mrs. Patil opened the door and she looked. Who is it? Who has come to my house? Maya and Josh stood at the door. It's me, Maya, and this is my brother Josh. And just near Mrs. Patil's leg was a meow, meow, a cat. And Mrs. Patil wore a magical hat. When she opened the door, both the children saw that she was in fact a witch who did magic and she did lovely tricks for children. She said, come, come. Why did you come to my house? And the children said, because every day we see the garden moving, the fairies moving. We want to know, is it magical? She said, come, I'll show you. And then she told them, come here. Look at the garden and see what I do. Abracadabra, gilly, gilly. You also have to clap 3 times. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. All the fairies started moving. Josh rubbed his eyes. Huh? The dolls are moving? Really? Maya couldn't believe it. She said, look, the dolls are moving. It's magical. And Mrs. Patil said, because I am a magician, I'm a witch. And then she told the children, come here, I have something for you. And then she said, abracadabra, gilly, gilly, chew. Clap 3 times. Come on. Hey kids, where did you go? Hello. 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 So, did you go somewhere when I did 1, 2, 3? Now don't go, okay? We have to do magic. You should not disappear. Okay? Let's try one more time. You have to clap 3 times, okay? Come, let's clap. 1, 2, 3. Abracadabra, gilly, gilly, chew. And the moment she did that, there was a big cake and lots of donuts for Maya and Josh to eat. They were so excited. They said, wow, all this is for us. And they happily gobbled up everything very, 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 very quickly. And they were very happy. And they went home and they told their mama and daddy of the magic that they saw. Did you like this magic? Did you like this magic? Or do you want one more story?
Yes.
You want one more? This is also a magic story. You say?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No,
I
ma'am,
don't
no,
want
ma'am.
one more.
You don't want one more magical story?
No, I will do it tomorrow again.
Tomorrow also I will tell, but right now we still have some time. Today I thought I'll tell you 2 stories. That's why I was asking.
No, I don't want two stories. I want only one story.
Okay, you want only one story. Then I will put you on mute. You can just lie down. If you feel like you can listen, or you can just sit over there. Okay?
I can listen.
Okay. Now this story is also about magic. And this story, when I was in school, no, my teacher had told me. Long, long ago, in a beautiful little village, there lived a man who used to make shoes. And he used to make very nice shoes. And what would he do? He would collect leather, very nice leather, and he would make shoes out of that leather. And what did he do? He would make those lovely, pretty shoes, green and pink and yellow and brown, shoes with laces, shoes with heels, shoes which were open, shoes which were closed, shoes for little girls and shoes for little boys, shoes for aunties and uncles, and for grannies and grandfathers. He made shoes for everybody. But slowly, you know what happened? He became very old and he got big specs. And when he got specs, he couldn't see properly to stitch the shoes. So poor little shoemaker was not able to make a lot of shoes. But then everyone loved his shoes. They asked him, "Shoemaker uncle, you make our shoes. You make such lovely shoes for us. Why aren't you making?" So he would say, "I've become old now. I have big specs. And then if I open my eyes wide, even then I can't see properly. So I can't make lovely shoes. That's why." People said, "Why don't you get someone to help you?" But the shoemaker said, "No, no, 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 no. Nobody can make shoes like me. That's why I don't get anyone to help me." But all the people were very sad and they wanted lovely shoes from the shoemaker. The little girls loved their ballerina shoes that he made. The boys, they loved the lace shoes. The aunties, they loved to wear their tick, 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 tock shoes. The uncles bought shoes to go to office. But now no shoes were there. So they were very sad. The shoemaker also was very sad. He said, "Oh, I wish my eyes were sharp. Oh, I wish my eyes were strong. Then I would have made shoes for everyone." One night, he put a little bit of leather on the table and he went to sleep. When he woke up in the morning, you know what he saw? He saw that all the leather was used and new big shoes were on the table. He said, "Huh? I never made these shoes. I was sleeping at night. Who made these shoes?" He was surprised, but he just didn't know who made them. Then he said, "Okay, maybe I forgot that I made the shoes." And next day also, he put some leather on the table and he went to sleep. When he woke up in the morning, again there were 2 shoes. The shoemaker said, "Huh? How come? I didn't make any shoes. Where did these shoes come from?" But he just didn't know where the shoes were coming from. Then he said, "Okay, let me sell these 2 shoes." He took it to the market and he said, "New shoes, new shoes." People were happy. "I want, I want, I want." Everybody ran. But he had only 2 shoes. He sold them and came back home. Again at night, he put the leather and he went to sleep. The shoemaker was not stitching his shoes. But when he got up, again new shoes were there. He said, "Where are these shoes coming from? Are they falling from the sky? Is it coming from under the table? Is Prashasti stitching the shoes because she's like Tinkerbell, she's a fairy? Or is Miraki giving the shoes from her tent? Where are the shoes coming from? Or is Ishan bringing the shoes on his bike? Or are the shoes under Manit's bed? Where are they coming from? Maybe Sahir has them hidden under his dining table. I know that's where the shoes are. He looked everywhere, but no. Then who was making the shoes? Then one night he said, I'm going to stay up and I'm going to see who's making the shoes. So what did he do? He hid like this behind his chair. He hid like this and he waited. He waited to see who was making the shoes. And at night, when the clock struck 12, do you know who came? 2 little fairies came to the shoemaker's house. The shoemaker was hiding. He was looking. Oh, fairies in my house. He couldn't believe it. And the 2 little fairies, they came to the table. They were so tiny, chotu fairies. They came on the table and they were quickly stitching and stitching and stitching. And shoes were ready. The shoemaker said, wow, the fairies are making the shoes. Wow. After the fairies made the shoes, the fairies were very tired and they just sat down. The shoemaker thought, poor little fairies, so cute, so helpful. They made such lovely shoes for me. I should give them something. But what can I give them? Idea, he thought. And that morning, he went to the market and he bought some cloth and he stitched tiny clothes for the fairies. He bought small glasses. He bought a small bottle in which he put water. Again at night, he put the leather on the table, and along with that, he put the 2 glasses, he put little food, he kept the new clothes, and he hid behind the chair. When the clock struck 12, again the fairies came. He looked. The fairies came and they made the shoes. How do they make the shoes? Heyan knows. And they nicely made the shoes. And after they made the shoes, when they were tired, they took the tiny glasses of water and they drank some water. They felt so good. They picked up the tiny sandwiches and they ate the sandwiches. They felt so happy. And then they were so thrilled when they saw that there were new clothes for them. A blue and a purple dress for the 2 fairies. They wore the dress. And they said, wow, the shoemaker is so helpful. We'll come every day and we'll make nice shoes for him every day. And from that day, every day, the shoemaker would keep special treats for the fairies. And every night he would hide behind and he would look what they're doing. And while he looked, the fairies, how do they stitch? And they would make new shoes every day. Everyone in the village was happy. Yay! The shoemaker is making shoes again. Hooray! Yippee! We're so happy. But the shoemaker said, you know what? Actually, I am not making these shoes. There is a very, very special magic that happens in my house. Every night, 2 fairies come and they help me to make the shoes. People said, no, you're joking. He said, I'm not joking. Do you want to see? And then one night, he told everyone to hide behind the windows, hide behind the curtain, hide under the table, and quietly see if the fairies really come. And what do you think happened? Do you know what happened? All of them, when they quietly hid behind the chair, under the table, behind the curtains, they saw the 2 fairies wearing their beautiful clothes and coming and making shoes for the shoemaker. And that was the story that my teacher had told me when I was in school. Did you like the story? Did you? Why don't you check under your sofa or under your table if you have kept some shoes, magical shoes? Are they there? Are they shoes? No? Arre, how come? I thought you all were giving the shoes to the shoemaker. I didn't know. So did you enjoy these stories?
Yes.
Yes. And Ayansh, did you like the story?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. See, I told you, you will like one more story. I was very sure.
Sit down, Sahil.
Okay. Can all of you turn on your cameras? I want to look at all of you today.
Come here, come here.
Anaita, Amarjot, even mothers, fathers, whoever are there. I want to see all of you.
Mama, Miss Ali auntie is calling you.
Anaita, come with
Can you
Amarjot.
see Anartha and Amarjot?
No,
Sit up. Sit up
I'm also
properly,
making
please.
face like Prashasti.
they're not here.
You're not? Oh.
What is Prashasti doing? I'm making faces like Prashasti. And now I'm making a face like Yan. Yan is sitting on Papa's lap and making faces. No? Thank you very, very much. Parents, I think you all have been really helpful because you all have been there around them while I was telling the stories. I have really thoroughly enjoyed spending time with them.
Yes, of course. Say thank you. Big thank you.
Thank you, Vaishali aunty.
You love the stories, no? Can you say, see everybody?
Welcome. Thank you, Prashasti. Thank
Ali
you.
auntie.
Thank you.
Why? Look at Mani. Even he's doing that. Mani, Prashasti. Why all are making these scary faces at me?
Very good.
Miraki? Parents, if you have a little time, if you need to share your experience with me, it is really worth it.
बात तो कर लेने दो.
Ayansh's mom, Ayan's dad, Prashasti's mom. If you have anything to say, I would like to hear you.
Yeah, I think we all have enjoyed more than the kids also. Yeah, along with
your stories.
Yeah, we did. We enjoyed a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And every day evenings, Ryan used to say, Vaishali aunty kab aayegi? Vaishali aunty kab aayegi?
Oh.
He used to wait for his
True.
stories.
Yes, I've seen Heyan go from this little fellow who used to sit on the chair and look at me to loudly telling me, "Hi, Vaishali auntie." So I feel very happy to see that, you know. I feel very happy. The last 2 days I've genuinely, like, seriously missed them because I wait for this 10 o'clock class. My daughter also will say, Amma, when you're with them, no, your voice only changes. You talk so differently. I tell them, yeah, they're very little, no, so I can't talk. So she imitates me in front of everybody in my family. How I tell stories. So
Yeah, I mean, Sahir used to ask me every day, why don't we have it every day? Why only Monday, Wednesday, Fridays? So he used to look forward to it.
yeah, sure. We'll plan it.
Very
over
nice.
time.
Thank you so much.
We'll meet more.
Yes. Let us know.
Thank you, all of you. You all have been really adorable. Thank you, parents. Without you, it wouldn't have been possible. You all are not the parents who just leave their kid and go away. You all are involved with them, and that really speaks a lot. So, congratulations to all of you. Yeah, I'll see you around. And like I said, there are a couple of kids from this batch who have joined to the next. We'll move on to the Mondays, and whoever will, I'll keep you posted, or Akanksha will. And whenever we start again, we'll see you.
All right.
Bye, everyone. Flying kiss, everyone.
Bye.
Give a hug, please. Bye. Oh, and hugging.
Bye.
Bye.
Big hugging. Bye-bye.
Ayan gave me a big hug and kiss. Bye, everyone. Bye, Ayan. Bye, Manish. Bye, Ishtan. Miraki, bye.
So bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, darlings. Bye bye.
Oh, say bye to everyone else also. Say bye, everyone.
Where's the right button?